As they race up towards the line.
Russell's going along like a winner.
With a photo finish between second and third.
Oh, it was close.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the podcast for this week. Before we get stuck into the races, just make sure to begin by jumping on the Smart Odds. So you can compare your odds with Smart Odds now. Sign up and use the code WINBIG in capitals. So that's WINBIG to get a 30-day free trial. You get a month free trial instead of the normal 14 days. And that's where you can compare all your odds. Got Jo with me this week. Jo, how you doing?
Good, pretty good. And yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. I'm keen for the weekend. I think I've got a fair few things I like. So I'll before I get stuck into them, we'll just debrief on the week. I know you got a 12-1 winner at Oakbank yesterday. Anyone following the Victoria card, we had 5 winners, a few at double-figure odds, and anyone following the best bets, we've been on a good run. We had chocolates on Tuesday at 6s. Let's go again at $8. Both best bets got up. And then yesterday as well, same thing. Best bet Biancelli at $5 got up. Secure at $4 backed into 2s got up. And the best each way Grand Larceny got up. Was huge, 7s into 2s as well. So, and then today Space Ace, my best each way, got up at $8, which rolled the hot pot. So good run there. Hopefully we can keep that going into the weekend, where we've got quite a few features, and we'll kick things off firstly at Gosford. So I'm expecting on speed. It's a tight turning track, so I'm looking for runners who can settle handy. I think that's the key here at Gosford, which is sometimes a tricky track. Sometimes some runners just don't handle it. So that's just something to keep out for punters there at Gosford. So we'll get stuck into them, and we've got features right across the board. So we've got Gosford, Gold Coast, and we'll finish up with South Australia. But firstly, we have the Gosford Gold Cup. This is a bit of a tricky race. I found the market says so as well. It's $4 the field. Les Vampires is the favourite, which will settle on speed. So you can see the appeal there with 53 kilos. New Endeavour and He's a Shocker out of the same race. So it's a bit of a tricky one there to sort. He's a Shocker's 1 out of 1 over this trip, so that commands respect off that. But a wide open field here, Joe. I've tipped He's a Shocker, but not much confidence. A lot of these stays have been going around for a while this prep, and have all versed each other. So not too sure at this time of day. If it's on pace, then the favourite's going to be hard to beat. Do you like anything in this?
I actually like He's a Shocker as well. Might be too much weight with us both on him.
Yeah, it's coming out of the same race as New Endeavour. I thought it went better. That looks the right form, open company. It's 1 out of 1 over this trip, so just a slight rise in trip. It's only 100 metres, but it likes the soft conditions, which we'll get on the day. It's made the Quinella 8 times from 16 goes on the soft, so really likes these conditions and tends to go really well fourth up. So it looks a good, really good chance for it to notch up another win. New Endeavour's only on 2 from 26, so a good horse, but always in the market and just tends to keep finding a few better. Race 8, the Gold Coast Quality. I've actually really got stuck into one here, which I think is great odds. So I'll finish the preview and we'll have to have it first. But Lady in Pink here, Joe, I think it's really overlooked by the market. I mean, I'm looking through its form. It's just narrowed out by Zlotys over in Morphettville. If you look at its form before that, just beaten by Berkeley Square by a head and third to Hinge and Cirileo Miss. So this is coming out of some very good form races. First look at the track, but I think this is a clear class runner of the field. The favourite, Know Thyself, I mean, it's got a wide draw and it jumps up from BM78. And Depth of Character also jumps up from those Queensland races. So I actually think Lady in Pink's a really good chance here. I reckon she should be $4 or $5 at the moment. If you jump on the odds comparison, you can check that out. There's some really good odds about her at the moment. She has been well backed. I know she was 14s or 15s when markets opened. But if you jump on there, you can get the best price available. But yeah, I think Lady in Pink's a superb chance. Do you have anything in this you like?
No, but I think you're probably right about the prices not being what they should, because I don't think there's a horse in that field that's won at the track.
No, there isn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like her, but I was also thinking of depth of character. But
Yeah.
she's much better value.
Yeah,
Lady
that's
in Pink.
definitely the danger. I see what you're saying there. It's always hard to line up Queensland form when it comes over, but yeah, I think that second is Lottie's last start by a head's a really good form line for this. I mean, that was a Group 2, so with barrier 3, it's just going to be a matter of are the gaps going to come in a huge field at Gosford. It's that's the query, but yeah, I think at $10, that's I could imagine her getting a lot shorter.
I agree.
The last feature there is the Takeover Target Stakes. This is another tricky one. A lot of these are really good at their best, but where they're at right now is a bit of a question. You've got the favourite who's accredited, probably the best credentialed runner here in terms of consistency, just keeps winning and it's got good form on the board. Perrier, we know what it'll do. It'll get back and charge. I can't catch it, but it likes soft and it goes well first up, so I can see the appeal there. If that gets the gaps and speed on, it can win. She's an A-list also, has some really good form. The one I've gone with Joe's Fearson. I've won on this a few times. It's $20. I think it's just a good setup here. Goes well second up, loves the soft. 8 placings from 12 goes, and its first up run was fourth behind Marzu and Cold Crusher, so I think it'll run a cheeky race given that it's Gosford and it's got barrier 2. I can imagine Zach Waddick just going straight to the front, catch me if you can. Ballroom Bella will definitely go forward. So how much pressure it gets, I don't know. But I thought at 20s that was a good go. Perrier is the one where if the gaps come, I think that'll probably win with 54 kilos. But it always finds trouble and it likes running a placing. So yeah, it's hard to be confident here. And then, of course, you've got Ostraka, whose best would be winning this by 5 lengths, but at the moment it's not showing that this prep. Is there anything you like in this one?
No, very open race.
Yeah, a lot of them are not at their best right now. I think there's struggle to find any of these that are really in form, but at their best they've all got lots of talent. Even Zadaki's running some really handy races. It's got a third of Private Eye, but whether it finds that form, we don't know. Its first up run was easily beaten by Pearson, who's double the price. So, tricky race. A lot of them out of form. Over to Gold Coast, we've got quite a few features here. The first is the Silk Stocking. I think the favourite here is hard to beat, but I'm not going to dive in at the shorts. I think 230 is fair enough. There's a few here that are untapped. ADL's was a good win last start. Exotic Miss has got a great record. She's really consistent. And Torabella's also 7 from 12. So I don't think it's cut and dry as Floozy just wins, especially with barrier 15. But I liked last start win. It was $1.45, so the market's really a big fan. And I think Angela Jones has a good understanding of this horse. She's 2 out of 2 aboard. She's really flying this prep on it. So logical winner for this, but I don't think it's. I think it's short enough. Is there anything you like in the Silk Stocking?
Yeah, I like the favourite too, even though it's got such a wide barrier.
Yeah, I think Angela Jones. She's great on front runners. She loves that getting to the front and catch me if you can. And I think this is perfect for the kind of pattern that Floozy will run. So straight to the front, and if she gets it easy up front, I think she'll probably win. The Turf Club Trophy, this is one I don't have any confidence with. A few of these are dual nommed, so you might see a few scratchings. I'm happy to leave this one to the keeper. They've really backed Boom Talk, who flies over this trip but hasn't won fresh and needs some lucks also. Super consistent, missed the placing once from 11 runs. So, I'm going to steer clear. Do you like anything here?
Not really, no.
The Memorial Classic, another one I'm pretty happy to steer clear with. The favourite at the moment is $1.95. It's got Jay Mackin out of the Snowden stable. I see the appeal. I know the win last start was a 2-length win, but that was in a Newcastle maiden. It jumped straight up to a handy field. Sunrays was 3 out of 3 last prep, so I think it's short enough, but it's hard to go against J-Mac and the Snowdens in a race like this. But again, $1.95 odds comparison, you can get $2. I don't think that's anything I want to get involved with. Is there anything you like there?
I was going to have a small each way bet on number 1, Better Luck Next Time, which is, I think it's over $20.
Okay, yeah. Any reasoning for that one?
I don't know. It just seems to be coming to form. It's had 3 runs this prep, 2 fours and a third. This track and distance, I just think it's a place, not a winner, but I think it can get a place.
Yeah.
And at those odds, it's worth a little bit.
Yeah, it was actually, interestingly enough, $3.60 in the market versus Sunrays. So that's an interesting starting price there, because it's 21s here and Sunrays is $4.20. So
Wow.
that's 4 times the price. So not a bad call there from you. Certainly knocking on the door. The Gold Coast Guineas, I think it's a matter of what's ready to go. I'm happy to be against Emirate. I think it's got good form, but I'm super keen here if the market gets stuck into Wanneroo Joe, because second to Autumn Glow last prep, first up, and I don't think we need to really touch too much on how good that form's been. Everything that's sort of run behind Autumn Glow I saw winning a couple of months ago was just the hottest form line pretty much in Australia. It's going to be on speed. It's first look at the track and it's fresh, so there's a few queries there. But if it goes 550 into say 350 or 4, I think that'll be so hard to beat. Autumn Glow would be $1.10 in this field, so yeah, I'm pretty keen on that if they back it in. I think the market will have its say how ready it is and the mounting yard. But I think Wanneroo at 550 is really good odds right now. I think that's super hard to beat. Do you have anything in this you like?
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one.
Yeah, Autumn Glow form. I just kept seeing runner after runner behind it come out and win, and it's one of the best we've got in Australia right now. So if Wanneroo with Tim Clark, it looks such a good setup. Hopefully not much goes forward, and if it gets that lead, there is a bit of pace here, but if it gets the front, I think it'll be so hard to run down, especially with Tim Clark. Hollandale Stakes next. This is a tricky one, Joe. Nothing I really want to narrow in on, because this is another kind of race where the best of any of these could win. Buckaroo's obviously got a lot of class, just needs another win, but it is 1 out of 1 over this trip. Lindeman's the same, always thereabouts, but not a perennial winner by any means. And Antino, the best of Antino would put panels on these. It's got form around Pride of Jenny, Mr. Brightside. It's the best horse in the race, but yeah, it's first up run. It didn't do a whole lot. Second up, it is 3 out of 4. So I'm interested to see what the market does there again. If they send Antino into 4s or 5s, I think it should win. And the Golden Yard, whenever they bet, they get it pretty accurate. So bit of a market watch there. I think Antino is probably the one I'd keep an eye on. Is there anything you like in this?
It's another race where I'm going to have a small each way bet on this time number 5. Was it Bois d'Argent? Won at Randwick over the 2,000 metres last time, 3 weeks ago. It's one of those races where I don't think there's that many in form. If that one's hit form at the price it was showing when I looked, which was around 15 to 1, that's a good each way bet.
Yeah, will we get the form reference in time? Because I know he's a shocker, and the other one we mentioned will be going around the same day. I think we might. If they run the Quinella or go close, then it definitely boosts its chances, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Over at I think it was Gosford. So keep an eye out on that. And if they run really well, then yeah, definitely a good chance. The bracelet, it's not much easier for punters here. This is a tricky one again. Pinito's the favourite. It's on the one win, but it's got some decent form. Meridiana, I thought her debut win was superb, and then she's been pretty solid since. She was third place behind the favourite in this, so not much between them. One I've got Joe's Ella Hazel. Her second up win was very impressive, and then she's come out since and she's run 4 lengths behind Treasure of the Moment, 9 lengths behind Treasure of the Moment. I think if she brings that, she'll give this a real shake. Back in trip, I'm not sure what the plan is there. I thought her best run was her last, which was 2,400. Now she comes back 600 metres, so that's a bit of a concern. But I think if we stayed out at 2,400, I'd nearly be declaring her, because I don't believe any of these would get 4 lengths within Treasure of the Moment. She ran out of her skin at 151 to 1. So, back in trips the worry. I'll keep an eye on the market with her, but she might be the one at odds. I think I just had to have her on top at 15s. Whether she has any more runs than her this prep, I'm not sure, because it's pretty much her first prep, logically speaking. So she's been up for a bit. I'm not too sure. But yeah, Treasure of the Moment form, I'm more than happy to get involved. Do you like anything in this?
No, that's one I'm just going to leave alone.
Fair enough. And the last one, I'll be steering clear of this. Again, market should play a role. The Bat Out of Hell, Wanda Rocks, just her winning horse, 10 out of 19. Natuno's the one. I mean, I've had good success with Natuno, but does need another win. That comes out of the same race as the favourite, but I'm going to steer clear from that one. It's a bit of a tricky one. One I will touch on, Joe. I've just got 2 I like around the tracks. First is Prince Tycoon in the first at Caulfield. I loved its trial, and the danger or the main chance in this race has come out. Both Brave Design and Salty Pearl, but yeah, moved really well in a trial. Thought it was just in one of them just bolted in, but in the second one sat off the leader and just really walked past it. I'm expecting a huge debut. I think that'll be super hard to beat with all the 2 of the main chances coming out. So I think to kick the day off at Caulfield, Prince Tycoon, superb chance. Anything over $1.80 is good odds to get involved with. And the only other one I like that I'll give a mention is Ambassadorial, race 7 Caulfield. I think it's running well. It's been really consistent. This prep, second and third, just narrowly denied. But third up looks ready to win. I think getting back to good conditions is good. It's Sydney form's pretty solid. I think it should be thereabouts. The favourites, a few of these don't win out of turn. The favourites 2 out of 12. So interesting race. But they're the 2 that I like around the tracks. We've got some South Australia features if you want to run us through, Joe.
Yep, it's the last week of the Adelaide Racing Carnival, and Saturday's Group 1 is the $1 Million, the Goodwood, over 1,200 metres. There's also 4 Group 3 races and a listed race. So looking at the Goodwood, there's 13 runners and they're all at different stages of their preparations. There's horses who've been up for ages, and there's horses who are going to be having their first run for a while. And one of those is Giga Kick, who was runner-up in the Everest last preparation. And that's the early favourite in the market. The second in the market is Reserve Bank. Now, Reserve Bank's an Adelaide horse, and it's won 2 of the traditional lead-ups to this race. 26th of April, it won the Group 2 Tobin Bronze, this track and distance, and 2 weeks before then it won the Redelva, which is 1,100 at this track. So it's going the traditional route of, one race into another into the Goodwood. So it's chasing a hat trick, and I've actually decided to go for that ahead of Giga Kick. Third, I've put in Watch Me Win. Is there anything you like in this race?
I'll probably steer clear. I think Giga Kick's a class, but she's not as easy to catch as she was. And I think, they got her in the early markets. I think she went up 3 or 4s with Tab in futures, but she's well found now. I think I'm happy to steer clear or maybe jump on your each way. But yeah, she'll be hard to beat. She's a classy runner.
Yeah, this is first up from the spell. Last time, first up was 5th. No, But out of 5 first-up runs, there's 2 wins. So that's why I sort of moved away from her first up. But definitely the class runner, but I'm going for Reserve Bank, number 8 there. One of the Group 3 races is race 5, the South Australia's Fillies Classic for the 3-year-old fillies. It's not a distance most of them have run over. There's plenty of, over the 2,000 but not out to 25. In this, I've gone for a horse called Hurricane Georgie. I don't know if you've caught that, but it won last time. The favourite in the market's Cavity Bay from the McFoy stable, and Jamie Mellon's riding. So that's got a good chance. But my pick there is number 2, Hurricane Georgie, which is around $5.50 in the market. I think it was $6.50 early on, so it is coming in.
Very good.
Anything you like there?
No, I'll steer clear from this one. Yeah.
Right, okay. There's the Group 3 David Cole Stakes. That's for 2-year-olds under set weights, so a bit of a lottery with the 2-year-olds, although if they're good, they're good. I've gone for the favourite in this one, which was called Steel Trap. She was runner-up 2 weeks ago in the Group 3 Breeders' Stake, which is a good lead-up here, and the 2 that beat her, or the horse that beat her, isn't in this race. She's had a win in 2 places from 3 runs at the track, so that's my pick there in the babies race. What else have we got? David Coles. We've got race 4 is the Centaurea Stakes for fillies and mares. That's over 2,000 metres, or actually 2017 metres. And I'm having trouble finding things. That one, the favourite's She's a Hustler, won its last 3 starts. It's had 6 starts, 4 wins, 2 seconds. Last start winner over 2,100 at Sandown, so I think that looks very good in that race. Race 5 I've already looked at, South Australian Fillies Classic. Then race 6 is, it used to be called the R.A. Lee Stakes, but this year they've changed it to the Cummings Stakes. That's a Group 3 over a mile. And this is a horse that's attracted horses from different states. It's one of those that the Raiders coming for. Very open race. Shearlight ran 2nd at Caulfield last start. And that's just the favourite in the field from Nonconformist and then Aaron Bay. But the shortest run is $4.40, so it's very open. If Aerosol was at his best, that's the horse I'd be going for, but I think I'll stick with the favourite in that one. Race 7, Proud Mist, which is for the fillies and mares again, over 1,200 metres. It's a Group 3 race, and again, it's another race that's wide open, $4 plus for the whole field. There's a horse I like that's been running at Alice Springs, was supposed to run in Adelaide either last week or the week before, called Dakota Lee. It's won 12 out of her 13 starts. Alice Springs is a sand track, as you probably know. How that form will translate to here, it'll just be an interesting watch. That'll be the horse I'm watching. I don't know if it'll win, but a horse that's won 12 out of 13, you've got to look at it. So that is the races in Adelaide for this week. And then in WA, there's Group 3 races on Saturday and Sunday. So on Saturday, race 8 in Perth is WA Size Produce Stakes over 1,400 metres. You just find that one. Favourite there is Snitzelate with William Pike aboard. that's my pick there. It's had 2 wins from its 3 starts and it's placed the 3rd time. And then on Sunday, there is the Northern Stakes, which is a 1,300 metre race. It's one of those northern races where you get horses that kind of go round in all the feature races over there, like Magnificent Andy, Comfort Me, Mood Swings, River Rubicon, Ginger Baker. And that one, there's no form up yet, but at this stage, we haven't seen the prices leading to Magnificent Andy. So that's it for South Australia and WA this weekend.
Perfect. Any best bets around or?
No. With 6 of the Adelaide races being feature races, I think the best bets are all in those.
Sounds good. I'm going to go with Prince Tycoon. I think kick the day off at Caulfield. If it runs to its trials, it'll win. So, bullish about that. And Lady in Pink, keep an eye on the market punters. If she goes into 5s or 6s, she will go very close. So that's a wrap for this weekend's podcast. Just don't forget, make sure to listen to the SmartB Sports Update for updates on other sports around the world. Sign up to SmartB to get the Back a Winner newsletter, daily best bets, tip of the day, and daily updates and news and information for all your sports and racing. And make sure to follow SmartB at SmartB app on all social media platforms and at Back a Winner on X. Thanks everyone for listening and good luck.
As they race up towards the line.
With a photo finish between 2nd and 3rd.
Oh,